Oh, g'day folks, what is going on? Hope you are all well. I've just had a very nice lunch business meeting that went very well, and I've just picked up social media and I've had a look at a few of the comments going around, and Dave Oneegs is being attacked. Guess what for this time? He has done something terrible. He's done something evil. He needs to be locked up immediately. You know what he's done? He's selling water machines. The terrible man! After all these years, we finally found something that Dave Oneegs, the terrible man, has done. He's selling water machines and he's daring to generate an income. How dare he? Oh, what a circus. These people are mad. And I just got a call from the owner of a company called the Testosterone Clinic down in Sydney, and I happen to know the owner of that company, and he rang me up and he said, Dave, have you placed an order for testosterone with us? I said, no mate, I'm feeling pretty good. He said, oh well, looks like you've been stitched up again. And the trolls are just out there, just absolutely hunting down anyone I have any association with whatsoever. And the filmmakers, Stewie and Terry, they've been absolutely harassed ad infinitum by these freaking trolls who have nothing better to do than now harass two independent Australian filmmakers and get on their personal pages and harass and troll their families. Like, these people are mad. Like, what's going on with these people? Like, you need a new hobby. And it's like, oh, I am your hobby. What a circus, folks. You know what I mean? And you know what? I'll tell you something about these water machines I'm selling. Business is booming, and the trolls hate it. You know, if you haven't realised, I'm unemployable. Who's going to give Dave Oneegs a job? I used to have a great job pre-COVID. And I'll tell you a story, which is quite an interesting story if you'll give me your time for a minute or two. But I used to work for Iron Man legend Guy Leach. Right, I was connected with Guy Leach, and he's one of the most reputable men in Australia, a fitness icon, a living legend, absolute living legend, but also a very astute businessman. And as the story goes, it would have been about 7 or 8 years ago now, the guy was running a paddling course. He's one of the best Australian paddlers, ski paddlers of all time, right? I think he holds any number of records. Anyway, he used to, I think he still does, runs this paddling club on Sydney Harbour, from Manly out to the harbour and back. Anyway, long story short, one of his close friends had a sudden cardiac arrest 7 or 8 years ago. A guy by the name of Chucky. Chucky needed CPR, urgently needed a defibrillator, and sadly there wasn't one, and Chucky passed away. Guy Leach actually worked on Chucky until his final moments, and at that moment Guy Leach said, you know what, because of the sheer number of sudden cardiac arrests that we've always had in Australia, we lose about 100 Australians every single day to sudden cardiac arrest. I know this because I sold defibrillators, about 30,000 people a year. Guy Leach went on this mission to get defibrillators all around Australia. And he was incredibly successful at that. And so I met him pre-COVID, and I worked with Guy. And he's one of the most fantastic businessmen and one of the best blokes you'd ever meet. And I was arguably his top sales rep. I think I was his top sales rep at the time. And pre-COVID, folks, I was working with Guy and I was selling defibrillators because it was a great business and it was a great cause to help more Australians save their lives when they have a sudden cardiac arrest. And so here's the irony of the whole thing. Pre-COVID, and Guy will actually back this up, I had high-level discussions with the AFL, high-level discussions with Tennis Australia, high-level discussions with some of the biggest building companies in Australia, including Hutchison's Builders. Also, who else? Swimming Australia, the Australian Institute of Sport, some of the biggest organisations, sporting organisations here in Australia. I was having high-level conversations with them to help them have a plan in the event of sudden cardiac arrest. Can you imagine how that would have played out? Now, I can guarantee you that every single one of those organisations I was talking to would now have a defibrillator plan in place, a plan in place for sudden cardiac arrest for obvious reasons. And because I was being outspoken at the start of COVID against the whole schmozzle, I had to make a decision. Either keep my mouth shut and continue working with the legendary Guy Leach and helping more Australians have access to defibrillators, or walk away from that fantastic role. It was a pretty easy role, folks. When you've got one of the most well-known household names in Australia and you line up the call for them to talk to the CEO, it was pretty much a done deal, right? It was a pretty good gig. And he also had the best buying power as well. He had a fantastic deal. By the way, his company's called Heart 180. Anyway, I was faced with a decision. Take the money, keep all those deals, or walk away and keep speaking up. And I chose to walk away. I chose to walk away and speak my truth, because I thought at the time it was more important to my soul to speak up on behalf of ordinary Australians and call out the insanity as I saw it. And I left millions of dollars on the table, folks. Maybe multiple millions, you know? If those deals that had have gone through, you're talking about companies that would have purchased thousands of defibrillators that would have paid me very well. I was on a good commission roll, right? My point is, folks, is that I walked away from a fantastic gig with one of the most well-known Australian celebrities and one of the fitness icons of Australia, and I walked away from that role because it was important to me to speak out against the agenda. And then, so when I see myself being attacked, people say, "How dare he sell something?" I laugh, because you know what? This water machine that I'm selling that people are attacking me for, it's one of the best products in the world. And if you saw the live blood analysis, how it's actually helping people who have blood issues at the moment. There's quite a few people having blood issues at the moment. It's turned into a fantastic business, and it's also given me the ability to live life on my terms. You guys, if you haven't noticed, I live life on my terms. You know what? I'm always working. I'm always on the phone. I'm always helping people place orders, customer service, new sales inquiries, and so on. But guess what? I don't answer to anyone but myself, and it's a beautiful thing. And if you like the idea of that, well, then let's talk about working together. But when I see people attacking me for daring to sell something, something that helps people with their health, you know, and they're not cheap. Cheap things aren't good. Good things aren't cheap. I'm glad, because if you sell cheap things, you attract cheap people. Sorry, you just do sometimes. You know what I mean? Not everyone has disposable income. I understand that, but we live in a country that if you're willing to go out and work a few extra hours, you can save some money. You know what I'm saying? That's another conversation. But people attacking me for daring to have an online business, it's quite ludicrous, folks. So I just thought I'd give you the backstory there. You know, walked away from millions of dollars, folks. Walked away from the cushiest job. I used to live in this beautiful apartment, Oracle Tower, overlooking the ocean, putting deals together it was the easiest sale in the world. You just put Guy Leach on the phone to the CEO and it was pretty much, the deal was done. I'd look over my balcony and I'd see the surf start to turn on, the wind would change, the tide would drop. I'd go, "Oh, I'm going to..." It was a cushy life, folks. But not only that, I would have set myself up if I stayed with that. I would have made multiple millions of dollars. I have no doubt in this market I would have sold tens of thousands of defibrillators right now. So, you know, before you attack me for, selling a product, maybe consider what I walked away from. Maybe consider the price I've paid of constant trolling. and I'll just say this to finish up, folks. I won't ramble on too long. You know, I've said this before. A lot of people are concerned about government censorship. They're worried. "Oh, the government won't let me speak. The government's going to shut down my social media." You know what the biggest problem is in this country, still to this day? Self-censorship. No one's talking. No one is still publicly putting their face and name to the shit show that's going on and inspiring other people to do the same. Because I guarantee you, if 100 people right now said, "You know what? I'm tired of hiding behind my photo of my cat or my dog or my football team's emblem. I'm going to start making videos and talking, and I don't give a shit how bad it comes out. I'm just going to speak my truth." You will inspire the ding-a-ling next to you to do the same, and we'd start to take control of the narrative. But people don't. They just stay silent. "Oh, I'm just going to get in the comments and hide behind a photo of a fucking daffodil and put my comments in there and think that I'm changing the world." But you're not changing shit, because people can't see who you are. Do you know what I mean? People need to see who you are. You need to stand in your truth, own your truth, speak your truth, embody your truth, be your truth. And that's why I pity these pathetic little sniveling rat trolls, because I don't care what you've got to say. Criticize me all you want, but show up and do it. Show up and do it. It's liberating. Do I look like I care about the shit that gets slung at me? Do I really look phased? Do I look like I'm crying into my schooner night and day? I'm like, no, bring it fucking on, because it makes me stronger. It makes me resilient. It makes me tougher against the meaningless opinions of insignificant people. You know? You can't hide in the shadows forever. We are in the battle of the ages, spiritual warfare of all time. You may as well step into the ring. No point being on the sidelines, because there are no sidelines. Everyone's on the battlefield, folks. May as well be known for it. Anyway, that's enough of a rant for me today. But please, speak your truth, find your truth, embody your truth, live it, show it, breathe it. There's no dress rehearsal here, folks. You know what I mean? This is it. This is the apocalypse. This is the biblical unfolding of everything. Most important time in world history. Why not fucking show up? Why not show up? Why not show your face? Even you trolls out there, why not show up and say, hey, Dave Oneegs, I'm the guy who's been harassing you for 4 fucking years, and I think you're a dickhead. It would be liberating for you. You know, then we'd probably go to the pub and have a beer and end up mates. That's probably the truth. You know, the way it used to be. You remember when people used to just punch on, and then afterward, they become wonderful friends. That was a good old day, folks. The good old days. Anyway, God bless you all. Over and out.